Hey guys, welcome back to the Medium Cool Show. Today we're going to be talking about a Jean-Claude Van Damme film, Cyborg.
Only one man can stop them. Jean-Claude Van Damme is leading the battle between good and evil.
Directed by Albert Pune from 1989.
Pew, pew, pew. Albert Pune, man. What do you think about Albert Pune as a director?
Interesting, very interesting. This is the first movie I've seen by him.
Yeah, this is the first movie I've seen by him and the last movie I'm going to see by him.
Maybe, I don't know.
This guy, I think this is his biggest movie he ever did.
Really?
Yeah, because he was well known for low budget B-movie direct-to-video stuff, but he was very good at bringing movies under budget, doing a lot with
a small budget.
Yeah, a small budget. This movie cost $500,000, bro. Right?
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
But what happened? So the reason why it cost so little is because there was this production company called Canon Films, and they were gonna make a spider. They were gonna make this movie called He-Man, or something like some big apocalypse movie or a Spider-Man movie, but the company went bankrupt. But they had already created all these sets and costumes and everything. But they brought in Albert Pune to make Cyborg for $500,000, and they just reused all the sets and the costume. That's why it has that epic feel to it.
Yeah.
Because they literally had all this stuff to do it with, and then they had Jean-Claude Van Damme. They brought in Jean-Claude Van Damme after the success of Bloodsport. But yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has an epic feel to it.
But the movie's not very good.
It's not, but I will point out.
But yeah.
There is intention behind it. I can tell Albert Pune aspires to something greater than just shooting B movies.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell that just by the way he shoots and his cinematic language, because he's very patient, very, very patient as a filmmaker, and has a lot of slow, patient panning shots, which look pretty good. And a lot of flashback scenes, which I think way too many flashback scenes, personally. We didn't need to get the whole story, Didn't need to be so on the nose. In terms of the epicness of this movie, I did not expect this to be so epic, yet so disjointed.
Yeah. But it's just interesting because Canon Films, in the late 1980s, we have a lot of distribution and production companies went bankrupt because of the crash of 1987, the end of 1987. So a lot of places went bankrupt, and then that's kind of also what fueled the independent cinema movement, because it was just a blank slate type shit. But I think with this one, yeah, that's kind of just interesting. I think that's kind of part of it. They went bankrupt because of that, and they owned the rights to Spider-Man, which they sold
to Sony.
I don't know who bought it, but I think they lost the rights to it or some shit.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
I don't know. They could have done a lot with that 10 years later, 15 years later. But
yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's still such a hill they had to climb.
Cyborg, we're coming right off of Bloodsport, which was a big hit, and I think Jean-Claude Van Damme had a few options for films, and he chose Cyborg, but then he said oh, it wasn't very I should have chosen something else, it wasn't very good, which I can kind of see. I don't know, this movie, I had a little bit of a hard time with it. It didn't catch my attention in the beginning. I was checking in and out of in my mind when I was watching it. I kind of stopped paying attention, and it just didn't really grab me. I actually kind of had a hard time realizing what this plot was, even though it was a really simple plot, but I just wasn't really into it as much as the other ones.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, because I too was kind of just having a hard time getting into it, which is funny because it feels so epic. You're saying, with all the set pieces, they have the whole blueprint to make this a good movie, the right blueprint, but it just doesn't work. You just you never feel invested in the film, and I never felt that attached to any of the characters other than Jean-Claude Van Damme. But even then, it was I don't really care, Normally he's the most badass person in the film, but I didn't feel the action was that cool in this movie either,
Yeah.
It felt like they did so much, but they never really did anything good,
Yeah, and this movie was like critically panned, but it was a box office success probably because of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just like don't have any like. There's not really any memorable moments besides maybe like when he does the splits
Mm-hmm.
and shit. But there's like a few characters. Like there's like three different female characters, and I didn't know which one was who. Like I didn't know which one was a cyborg. I didn't know which one was a love interest. I didn't know which one was a daughter. I didn't know like this. All of that I was like totally like I didn't. I just had a hard time like with this. Just kind of like boring for me. I don't know if it's because I was tired or whatever. My state of mind might have something to do with it, but. When it comes to these Jean-Claude Van Damme pictures, like it's kind of a movie where you shouldn't have to like, you should just turn off your mind and just enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And the action was all right. I don't know. Like I was kind of looking forward to more of like some dope action sequences and
Yeah.
shit, you know.
Yeah.
But obviously, this was going to be a box office success. It was cost $500,000. Bro,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I know. And they probably marketed it as an epic apocalypse movie, and they had all the imagery to show it. The guy with the glasses, the antagonist, was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He was pretty interesting, just as like the main villain of it. But
Yeah.
I didn't know what his motivations were at all. I don't think that's ever clear why what he wants out of it, you know. And even Jean-Claude Van Damme, like, there's never a moment where I'm like, okay, he's on this quest now. I'm always kind of like, what is he doing next? You know, I never really understood
Yeah, I didn't
when
understand.
he
Yeah.
decided to go to Atlanta and like save the cyborg, you know?
Yeah. I don't. It was like pretty disappointing for what it was. But the thing is, like, we never even heard of this movie.
Yeah.
Really, it was kind of like, oh, just put it on. Like, it's like 90 minutes. Like,
Was it on Max?
yeah, it was on Max. Yeah. But it was just kind of like, I don't know. It's like bottom tier Jean-Claude Van Damme, and also Jean-Claude Van Damme accidentally like poked this guy's eye out with a prop knife and made him like, the dude lost his eye, bro, and he sold him for the whole budget of the movie. So
Oh my god, dude. And this is early on in his career?
yeah, he's like, yeah, this is 1 year after Bloodsport.
You think he's on coke at this point?
No, I don't think he really blew up like that until like the early 90s and then like the mid 90s. I think mid 90s he was doing the coke
Yeah.
and like losing his shit.
How much was he spending a week?
10 grand a week on his coke habit. But he was working hard, you know, he's making a lot of movies and shit.
Yeah.
He had a lot of pressure on him. He got a lot of pressure, lots of stress on him. Independent. He's got people that depend on him too, probably.
Yeah.
You know? He just had a lot riding on him and like, I get it, but
Was he an asshole?
I mean, I think he just was really full of himself because he's fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Mm.
But maybe not at that time. I don't know. Like, he was probably, like, young and naive. Definitely Bloodsport. He was, like, pretty young and naive, I would say. And then he kind of became, like, oh, yeah, I'm the fucking shit. Like, people come to see these movies because of me, not because of anything else, you know? Which they're right, because I'm pretty sure people saw this movie. It was successful. Also because of the low budget, but also because of him as well. And his splits and his asshole. Yeah, I don't know. It's just pretty like bland.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't anything super exciting about the apocalyptic thing. I wasn't into that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really.
Some of the, like, you know what I will say, though, is there's that one, I think maybe it's stop motion scene, where the cyborg is revealed and she takes off her hair.
Yeah.
She looks so creepy.
Yeah, it looks creepy.
She looks very unsettling, and that was actually pretty interesting in the film.
Yeah. No, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I said it was kind of like a Tarkovsky movie in a way. Because it was so patient. I did not expect it from this movie.
Yeah.
But,
the pacing was not.
yeah.
It didn't draw me in, that's all I'm going to say, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, but have you guys seen Cyborg? I can't say I'd recommend it. I would recommend something like, you know, Bloodsport, Heart Target,
Mm-hmm.
Lionheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I even like Time Cop more than this.
Yeah, Timer was way better than this, dude.
Yeah.
This is more like on like bottom tier, like with Kickboxer and
Mm-hmm.
Death Warrant. You know, Death Warrant's better. Death Warrant's better. Dude.
Death Warrant's better, but Death Warrant's also like, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a ranking soon, bro.
They both ended with him kicking the villain onto a spike.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
He kind of has these, like, you know.
Who gives a fuck, though?
Yeah, anyway. check it out. Let us know what you think, and let us know what you guys want us to watch next.